Hello and welcome to my therapy session. I'm sure EDP445 needs no introduction for most people. He's the legendary cupcake bender, a sex offender that cosplays as a rotten corpse of William Afton from Five Nights at Freddy's, because he always comes back from the grave to mingle with some kids and leave them traumatized. But I'll present his case files to you like I'd acquaint you with a known groomer in real life. EDP445, otherwise known as Eat That Pussy, Jesus Christ. 445 was a really famous YouTuber, having way over 2 million people subscribe to him at some point. He was mostly known for his football rants, as he's an avid fan of the Philadelphia Eagles and was responsible for creating lots of memes regarding them.
I also hope and pray to God that the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl, so you can proceed to whip your dick out and piss all over that goddamn Birds logo.
If I had to generalize him as a content creator, I'd say he was kinda like a class clown that people both laugh with and at. But then again, this way I'd bring EDP back to school through that metaphor, and I don't want to do that, so we're just gonna ignore what I just said. He was a memer, so to speak, okay? But like, a memer that's not fully self-aware and embracing the role, because it was clear that he's either an insanely good actor or that he's just that kind of person that's naturally really weird and easy to laugh at. Which in itself, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think it's great people like those can make it work through YouTube, for example. But with this dude in particular, there did seem to be something seriously odd. Not only in a funny way, but also a little bit concerning. I know it's easy to say this with hindsight, but like, there were definitely some signs that dude's cuckoo.
Now, I'm the type of guy to where, like, I've been fucked over and lied to so many fucking times. It's like, I don't give a fuck about women.
In 2018, the Eagles have won the Super Bowl, and EDP was apparently so inspired by them that after their run, he went full Kevin Garnett, amping himself up in the mirror screaming, "Anything's possible!" Except instead of championship rings like Garnett, this piece of trash was after minors. I wouldn't be surprised if this dude thought that every time he successfully sent a picture of his shit to a kid, he got 5 years younger, and it would soon be legal for him to date a 15-year-old girl because of that. Anyway, he allegedly spoke to a 15-year-old. Without getting into further details, let's just leave it at that. And in 2021 was caught in what's now considered to be one of the most iconic scenes of this decade. 2010s had Interstellar's docking scene or Brooklyn 99's I Want It That Way cover. And 2020s have the EDP cupcake scene.
Oh, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
A worthy competitor. Basically, he got totally exposed as a predator. No ifs and buts about it. It was absolutely damning and career-ending. Nothing, and I mean nothing, was left to your imagination there. He groomed online what he thought was a minor, and he was somehow even more of a weirdo than most other predators while doing so, which is just... wow. I think we can all agree this is not only career-ending, but should also be absolutely life-changing, like not just career-wise. His ass should be in jail the literal second anything of that sort got exposed to authority. But here's where the problem began. The people that caught him, the main guy that was responsible for this whole sting operation, is a fucking cloud gobbler that didn't care about the kids EDP could possibly endanger in the future. He was doing it just for the fame, to the point that he didn't cooperate with police at all. He didn't upload the video until YouTube let him monetize it and all of that junk. Look, I'm not telling people to not gain money from their work. I'm not saying expose kind of videos shouldn't be monetized at all.
Let this be known, I am not a...
But holy shit, have some tact and at least smidge of respect towards the victims. Sure, he exposed him and ended his online career, but he basically ensured EDP would not go to jail over his crimes ever. He'd have to be dumb enough to do the same thing he was exposed for, the same thing that ended his entire career, of which he made millions of before, again, for like the third time. EDP won't face any jail time. There's no human on earth that's stupid enough to ever attempt something like that. Except EDP, because he's more daft than a sentient wooden plank. Also, if you won't be subscribed to this channel before this video ends, EDP is gonna crawl into your window and whisper sweet nothings into your ear.
I beat my fucking dick so goddamn hard.
So subscribe to fend him off.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake and then go back home.
Fuck, man. You know what I mean?
The year's 2023, and I cannot make this up. This fucking imbecile is at it, chasing kids like his dreams again. Holy shit! Gideon is a YouTuber with an audience of about 7.8 million of people following him, and he's known as a prankster. Well, either way, that's not important here because I actually finally have praise for someone in my videos. Usually when I make this, even the people who are considered people's champions or are the ones roasting / exposing the other side are actually also kinda just bad and are doing it in less than favorable for me ways, let's just say. So while I appreciate the fact that they do provide evidence, I don't appreciate them and how they handle their respective situations at all. But here, it's finally different. Because while I might not be generally a fan of pranking channels and their content, and I'm not familiar with Gideon's content much because I'm just not the target audience for him, I highly appreciate how he handled the situation. Gideon teamed with Skitter Jean, who is someone that's been catching predators, Chris Hansen style, for quite some time now. It's safe to say he has good amount of experience at this point and knows how it works from the inside, how to get police involved and such. And so, naturally, because of that, this case is far less public than the one from 2021, when they just went full vigilante mode because it would generate more views to just straight up confront him on their own. We got a little sneak peek of Gideon making fun of him after they meet up on his Instagram, but not much more from the actual sting operation, which is very good. I know it's not good for content, I know it, but if you ask me, it would be better if EDP faced actual jail time instead of getting publicly shamed once again. What would it even do at this point? His reputation was in complete ruin, way before what's happening now anyway. So big ups for Gideon for actually caring about the children that could potentially be hurt by EDP, instead of only caring about content and views. I know it's sad that I'm praising someone for doing the bare minimum, but a lot of motherfuckers will just use that to their advantage, and they didn't. So I appreciate it nonetheless. The Instagram video. As I told you, we don't have the full-on interview, and we won't have it for a long time probably. And I also told you that it's a good thing, but there are some snippets where EDP is just mad and Gideon is clowning him. And here's where my big problem with YouTube about this whole thing starts. Listen. Video from 2021 exposing EDP, fully monetized, promoted even. Once again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I agree that it should be monetized, but I'm saying it to show their hypocrisy, so bear with me. 2023, EDP gets exposed again. There's just a very little scene from Instagram of EDP being interviewed, and now YouTube decides to ban videos because of that little clip. Yes, a lot of videos that showed that clip got not only a copyright strike, which basically means they wouldn't be able to monetize their work, but also completely obliterated from the platform. But this ain't the end, because YouTube has got one more in them and gave the creators of those videos that had this Instagram clip in them and used it under the fair use guidelines a fucking full-on strike, which means they can't post anything for 7 days and are legitimately threatened to have their accounts being permanently suspended if they get 2 more in the next 90 days. That's fucking insane. And a ginormous abuse of power from YouTube itself. Gaining following on social media isn't exactly as sweet as you might think from the outside. You create content that people are interested in and they follow your accounts. That's the perfect scenario that fits less than 1% of people creating anything on the internet. The truth is filled with lots of algorithms and popular demand for something your account provides. But I won't get into that tangent in here. All I wanted to portray is that it's insanely damaging to creators for absolutely no reason, and I feel really sorry for them. They are being threatened to have their dream careers abolished because they spoke out about an abysmal creep that was once roaming the same space that they are currently actively involved in. Creators like Gideon, Breeze, Jamari Speaks, Turkey Tom all got their videos about EDP's recent Looney Tunes oopsie deleted. They range from well-known channels to just straight-up celebrities, as you can see. And sadly, I was unable to find if any less known channel was also silenced just like them. But I guess that's what we're here for, so here's the clip they got banned for.
You know, this is not a fucking joke, man.
I'm just selling at a loss for words. You know, 2 years ago you were caught
Kiss my ass.
in 4K trying to meet a 13-year-old. Really,
I'm not talking to you, he's talking to
Really,
you.
my nigga, this is bullshit, man, that y'all pulling right now?
Yes, YouTube, I showed it, but not because I'm such a rebel and a rule breaker I couldn't help myself. I used it to show people that you claiming videos of those channels over something like that is pure, unwarranted bullshit. I used it to prove my point, and whether you agree with it or not, you should at least respect it enough to leave it on your platform and let others have a mind of their own and form their own opinion about it. But I hear you. Some of you might be like, but wait. What if YouTube bans it because it knows the case is sent to the police and they don't want any of that to be public? Which honestly could be a valid point, like for real. It wouldn't make sense to just straight up ban everyone showing it like that off the bat, but it's a logical explanation, right? Yeah, no, YouTube actually did address why they were striking those videos, and it's because it apparently was considered bullying against a pedophile that was caught again. He was once caught directly on YouTube. Like, the first 100% proven fact that he's a predator was all posted on here. What the fuck are you talking about? It's one thing if they'd want to distance themselves away from EDP completely, but that's not even the case. They have problems specifically with the clip in which EDP was caught being a fucking pedophile. What hate speech? You mean the fucking truth and the very thing that's the proof of an allegation being legit? We are living in times where context to a crime is considered to be ganging up on someone that's defenseless. Let that sink in. Shit, I guess prisons will soon all be completely empty, since the judges will just fucking burn the files of allegations saying they're all just hate speech. Listen, I know YouTubers are not part of the special force strangling the kid tanglers, and I'm not saying they are as important to a case as a judge, but silencing them because they showed actual proof of what they are talking about ain't exactly the right direction in my opinion, Shiv. If anything, providing more evidence in a video should be encouraged. There were so many cases where even entire careers were destroyed because of baseless accusations. And you decided to ban creators for showing a fucking clip of a pedo being caught out of all things? Very damaging move, YouTube. And as for the creators that did those videos about EDP, good shit. And I hope this big ass corporation won't be able to scare you off and you will be able to keep doing your thing. I was actually contemplating whether to do a video about EDP, like even before Gideon exposed him again, after that apology video he made, which was like the most disingenuous shit I've ever seen. And this one I'm not saying from hindsight. I even wrote this comment when 16Leo made a video about it, and it was obviously before the Cupcake V2 2023 incident, so yeah, here's your proof. But I'm not exactly managing a daily commentary channel. Those videos take shit ton of time to edit through, so I have to be somewhat picky with the topics I'm talking about. And I was like, this guy is absolutely destroyed on the internet and outside of it, and for the right reasons as well, so there's nothing I'd add except for maybe entertainment value. So I really wanted to let him go like he let go of his life of luxury for a chance to sleep with a teenager, but no! Apparently the cupcake sale was once again being held in an apartment room booked for an underaged girl, and YouTube decided EDP is the second coming of Jesus Christ with how oppressed he is. So I just couldn't get away from this topic. Thanks for watching, and I'll be here for the next session.